What is the genetic bottleneck when tracing African ancestry? Imagine trying to trace your family roots back thousands of years and discovering that a small group of ancestors played a huge role in shaping your entire lineage. That's what a genetic bottleneck is all about. It is a sharp drop in the size of a population that causes a big loss in genetic diversity. When we look at African ancestry, this event is especially important because it marks a key moment in human history. About 60,000 years ago, a small group of modern humans left Africa. This small group carried only a tiny part of the genetic variation from the larger African population. As they moved away, they passed on only a limited set of genes to the rest of the world. This means that non-African populations today have less genetic diversity than African populations. The ancestors of all people outside Africa come from this small group that survived and migrated. Because they were few in number, many genetic differences present in Africa did not make it through this bottleneck. That is why African populations still have a much broader range of genetic traits. Inside Africa, there was already a lot of diversity before this migration. Different groups had split from each other tens of thousands of years earlier. For example, some hunter-gatherer groups in Africa separated from others around 130,000 years ago. West African groups diverged from others about 90,000 years ago. This history shows how complex and rich African ancestry really is. It is made up of many different lineages and migrations over thousands of years. When it comes to Black American history and the African diaspora, understanding this event helps us see how diverse African roots are. Many African Americans trace their roots to West and Central Africa, which have deep and varied genetic histories. But the forced migrations during the transatlantic slave trade further shaped the genetic makeup of African-descended populations in the Americas. These migrations often reduced genetic diversity even more because of population disruptions. Recognizing the genetic bottleneck helps us appreciate the resilience of African populations. Despite these historical challenges, they kept many unique genetic lineages alive. Modern research is working to include more African genomes to recover lost diversity. This effort helps us better understand African ancestry and its role in human history. So, in simple terms, the genetic bottleneck when tracing African ancestry is the event where a small group of humans left Africa around 60,000 years ago. This event caused a big reduction in genetic diversity outside Africa. It contrasts with the larger, more diverse populations inside Africa. This event shows how Africa is the birthplace of modern humans and highlights the complex history of Black American roots shaped by migration and struggle.